Good. So, the Rambam says when Moshiach comes, the big question is, does Moshiach need to do miracles? And the Rambam says that no, Moshiach doesn't need to be miracles. And he brings a raya from a story with Rabbi Akiva. The issue is that the Ravid, he says, I don't know what the Rambam is talking about. I have a whole different story about what happened. So there seems to be a contradiction in the stories. What happened in the times of what happened with Bar Kochba over there. So let's read the Rambam. What the Rambam says. The Rambam in the first Maramakim, he says, Hilchos Melachim Perikir Alfa Gimel. It says, "V'al yala al vaytcha shamel hamashiach tzorich lasis isis meisim." You shouldn't come to mind. You shouldn't think that Melech HaMashiach needs to do miracles or wonders. U'mechadish dvarim ba'ilom. He needs to renew it to make wondrous things. Or that he needs to bring people back to life. Don't think that Mashiach needs to do things like this. Ein hadavar kach. Pshat is not like that. How's why? Shahari Rabbi Akiva chacham gadol mechachmi ha-mishnah hoya. Rabbi Akiva was a chacham gadol from the Chacham Mishnah. He knew what he was talking about. And he carried the weapons of Bar Kochba. He was the king. He was the melech for 2.5 years. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't remember the whole story. He said about himself that he's Melech HaMashiach. And he and all the Chachamim V'zer thought Shehu Melech HaMashiach. So him and all the people in the generation thought that he's Melech HaMashiach until he was killed because of his Averis. Once he was killed, he knew that he wasn't Melech HaMashiach. And the Chachamim didn't ask from him, not for any miracles or any signs. So the Rambam says, you see from here, from Rabbi Akiva and all the Chachamim of his generation, that just because that in order to believe someone is Mashiach, you don't need to have miracles from them. They all believed he was Mashiach when and Rabbi Akiva was going after him and carrying his kelim, but he wasn't, and he didn't ask for any miracles.
He declared himself Mashiach, or just Rabbi Akiva said on English?
Yeah, who are you, Imran? Who are you, Imran? Allah Mashiach.
But he's Mashiach.
Right? Did he say it himself?
Did he agree? Said yes, I am, or he said no, whatever? He's pushing himself away.
Right. Okay, I hear it. So this is the story. This is the story that Rambam brings down. Just comes a Rav. The Rav says, I don't know what the Rambam's talking about. My Gemara has a whole different story. The Rav in number 2 says, the Rambam says, Ayala al daitcha, say Omar Avram, Habahalei ben Kesiva hoya Omer anahu malka Mashiach. Does the Gemara? Yeah, the Gemara says that here that Bar Kochba said that I am malka Mashiach. The Sholchol Chachamim lebadkoi. Chachamim sent messengers to check him. Yeah, according to the story, he was saying it about himself. They went to check if he could judge people by the smell of them to see who is right and who is wrong. And once the Chacham saw that he can't judge people, he can't smell out who's honest and who's lying, they killed him. So it seems to be a different story than what the Rambam says. It seems the Chachamim they were expecting some miracles. They were disappointed. So you're claiming to be Mashiach. You're not Mashiach.
And they say they killed him.
Yeah. He says the Chachamim. Yeah. The Rambam says he was killed because of his Averis, and the Ravid says the Chachamim killed him.
It says in Nerek Ba'averis who killed him because of his sin.
So
who killed him?
So he was according to Rambam, it seems that he was killed by the Goyim. So how did these two conflicting stories come from? So really there are two separate stories brought down. One is in the Gemara, and one is both in the Yerushalmi and in the Medrash. The story from the Ravid comes from the Gemara, the Bavli, and the story that Rambam says comes from the Yerushalmi and also from the Medrash.
Okay,
so let's.
Is the Bavli in Yerushalmi? I mean, who's more important? Which
Right. So first of all, are they arguing? How are they arguing, and how do you paskin if they are? So let's see. So it seems that the Rambam. So usually we would go with the Bavli. For some reason, the Rambam seems to be going with the Yerushalmi. So let's see the stories inside.
Okay.
In the third Maramakin, the Gemara in Sechta Sanhedrin, the Gimel and Beis, tells us the story of the Ravid. So the Gemara says that there are 6 people who got special brachis. Who says special things about them. Moshiach, Dichsiv, it says about him, Menacha Olav Ruach Hashem. The Ruach of the Eibusher will settle upon him, Ruach Chochma Bina, Ruach Eitza Gvura, Ruach Das, V'yiras Hashem. So he's going to have all these special things. Uksiv Harichu B'yiras Hashem, and he will smell Yiras Hashem. V'Harichu. We'll see what Harichu means. It says Harichu B'yiras Hashem. What's V'Harichu? So Omar Rabbi Alexandri, Rabbi Alexandri said, Malamich Hetinu Mitzvahs V'Yisurin Kirei Chayim. So he says V'Harichu is lashon of Reichayim, like a mill. Just like a mill, in order to turn it around, you have to put the pole on your shoulders and go around. It's a heavy thing to carry. So too, Melech HaMashiach, it says V'Harichu B'yiras Hashem. He will have Yiras Hashem, meaning that he will take the mitzvahs and he will take the mitzvahs of the Torah and he will carry them, the heavy weight, and the heavy weight of the mitzvahs and the suffering from the mitzvahs. He will carry them like carrying when it comes to turning the mill. So that's one interpretation. Rabbi Omar, the Mareach Vadoin, it says no. Over here it says V'Harichu B'yiras Hashem means that he will smell. He will smell and he will judge the person based on his smell. Tichsiv v'leila, it says v'leila mara'ina v'yishbeit. One pasuk says he won't judge by what he sees. Another pasuk says v'shafat v'tzedek damim v'chiach v'mishal l'niyaretz. Then another pasuk says that he will judge people. So how is he going to judge people if he doesn't see, if he's not judging by what he sees? So my pshat is he's going to judge by what he smells. He'll be able to smell who is right and who is wrong, who's honest and who is not. It says machlekes over here. What does it mean V'Harichu B'yiras Hashem? Does it mean that he's going to smell who is right, who is honest and who is not, or does it mean that he's going to carry the yoke and the pain and the pain of and the sufferings of mitzvahs? That he will carry the mitzvahs and the yisurim. He is someone who will carry all the mitzvahs. He will make sure to be in kind of every mitzvah, and he will also go through a lot of suffering together, and he'll still be in the kind of all the mitzvahs, even though he's going through suffering. That he will be loaded with a lot of mitzvahs. He has a lot of obligations. He has a lot of mitzvahs. He has a lot of obligations, and he will have a lot of sufferings as well. So now the story we're finally waiting for. So the Gemara brings a raya for Rava. And you see that Moshiach needs to smell. The Gemara brings a story. Bar Kesiva Melech Tartin Shninu Palto. Bar Kochba, he ruled for 2.5 years. Amar Lahu Rabbanon, and he told the Rabbanon, Ana Mashiach. He told them, I'm Melech Mashiach. Amrulei, they told him, but Mashiach saved him Yireach Vadoin. It says that he could smell, he could judge according to the smell. Nechzi Ani Yireach Vadoin, let's test him out. So Kivne Chazyu, they tested him out, and he couldn't. Kivne Chazyu Doi Yireach Vadoin, since they saw that he wasn't able to do it, Katluhu, they killed him. So this is a story of the Ravid. See that they tested Melech Mashiach, he could smell, he could judge by his smell, and he couldn't. So it seems like the Chachamim killed him. Right? It's very different. It seems Mashiach doesn't need to do miracles. He does need to have some superpowers, and it turns out the Chachamim were the ones that killed him. So the Rambam story comes from the Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi is in the 4th Maramakim. It says in Mesechtes Tainus in Perek Dalet Halacha Hey. Gemara says Rabbi Akiva kad havachami bar keziva when you see bar Kochba hava Omar dein hu malka mashiach. He would say this is Melech Mashiach. Omar Rabbi Yechanan ben Tursa. Yechanan ben Tursa told him, Akiva, you're making a mistake. Yava asavim b'lechiecha. Grass will grow from your cheeks. meaning you will pass away and you'll be in the ground for a while. V'adayin ben David le'yovei, and still Mashiach won't be here. Meaning, you're mistaken to say you think Bar Kochba is Melech HaMashiach. So fine. So then the Gemara goes on, and the Gemara says that Rabbi Elazar HaMaidoi was in his chus that the Yidden were being saved. He would down to the Eibishter. And the Gemara brings a Maisa that Bar Kochba got upset at Rabbi Elazar HaMaidoi, and Bar Kochba got upset at Rabbi Elazar HaMaidoi, and he got upset. He asked him, he thought he was conspiring against him, and he killed him. And it says because of that he killed him, he was punished and he was defeated and he was killed. So the Gemara brings it ends off after the story that he killed Rabbi Eliezer HaMaidoi, Mi'an Nilkada Beisar, V'nerag ben Kaziva. So this is the story that the Rambam had. He sees that Bar Kochba, Rabbi Kiva Taka believed that he was Melech HaMashiach. He didn't ask him for any miracles. And why was he killed? Because he did a Aveira. He killed the big tzaddik, and because of that he got killed. So the Shai, so the question. So now it seems to be a machlekes Yerushalmi and the Bavli. So you asked Baruch the question: how do we paskin? Usually we paskin like the Bavli, Talmud Bavli, not like the Yerushalmi. So the Kesef Mishnah says that he says, you know why the Rambam paskins like the Yerushalmi, not like the Bavli? Because how does it? Because there's another machlekes, earlier machlekes that the Rambam already gave us a psak. This machlekes about the Asid Lavi when Mashiach comes is Elam Kimin Hagei Noyeg. Will the world be a natural world, or will there be supernatural things? The Rambam paskins like Shmuel. Shmuel is also an opinion in the Bavli. Shmuel and the Bavli holds that Ein Bein Elam Hazeh L'Meis HaMashiach El Shubah Malchus Bilvat. The only thing that's going to change is who's going to be ruling, but it's going to be a natural world. So if so the Kesef Mishnah says that the Rambam, that Rabbi Rava, who says that the Chachamim, who said Rava says the Gemara, who said Rava that the Mashiach needs to smell and be able to do miracles, that's because he doesn't hold like Shmuel. He holds that there's going to be miraculous times. It's going to be different. It's not going to be a natural world, and that's why he says Mashiach needs to do miracles. Whereas according to Shmuel says that it's going to be a natural world. So according to him, Mashiach doesn't need to do miracles. And since the Rambam paskins like Shmuel in the Bavli, that's why he doesn't paskin like this story. Let's read this in the 5th Maramachim. The Kesef Mishnah says, "V'divrei Arayvid emes." He says that what the Ravid is saying is true. We do have such a story. The story is in the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Perek Chelek, that's how the Gimel Amud Beis. But on the other hand, the Eicha Ravsi, but in the Medrash and Eicha, the Pasuk Bela Hashem, V'lei Chama, Oimer, over there says a different story. Shenerag al Yidei Umay Sa'ilam. That's what we saw before in the Yerushalmi, that he killed through the Goyim. But Seivra Abinu, so why does the Rambam paskin like the Medrash in the Yerushalmi? He says the Rambam holds the Hadda Amru Perek Chelek, Asya Delei Keshmuel. Because this the Gemara Chelek says that Mashiach needs to do miracles, and they killed him because he couldn't do miracles. That doesn't go like Shmuel. The Amar Ein Bein Ha'il Mazeli Meisa Mashiach El Shibud Malchias. Shmuel is the Rambam passing like Shmuel that when Mashiach comes, it's going to be a natural world, and therefore he doesn't pass him like this. Rabbeinu Sever Kishmuel Kimhur B'Perek Sha'achazeh. And since the Rambam holds like that, therefore he wrote the Medrash, Svara the story of the Medrash, and the Yerushalmi, because the Medrash and the Yerushalmi go like Shmuel. So this is the explanation that the Kesef Mishnah gives. That Taka, the Rambam does. So our question is, why is he passing like the Yerushalmi and the Medrash, not like the Bavli? He does pass like the Bavli, but it's a different opinion in the Bavli. Shmuel in the Bavli holds like the Yerushalmi, so that's why the Rambam paskins like that. So this is one explanation. The Lechem. So one question we still have is, what about? So the Rambam says Mashiach doesn't need to do miracles. But what about the pasuk says Meireach v'doin? Mashiach smelled, and he'll be able to smell who is honest and who is not. That seems to be a miraculous thing. So the Lechem Mishnah answers that question. The Lechem Mishnah says that we saw earlier we had a machlekes in the Gemara. What does Meireach v'hericha biras Hashem mean? Rabbi Alexandri said that Haricha B'Yos Hashem means that he will be way down with the yoke of mitzvahs and Torah. So he says that's how the Rambam paskins. Rava says Haricha B'Yos Hashem means that he will do miracles. He will smell who is right and who is wrong. So, but then he says the Rambam paskins like Rabbi Lazar, like Rabbi Alexandri. The Mishnah is in the sixth Maamakin. He says, "Vani oimer tirutz acher," a different answer. The Sham beperek chelik, Omar Rabbi Alexandri, in the sixth Maamakin, the v'herichu einu milashin reach, ela milashin reichayim. Rabbi Alexandri says that v'herichu, that he will smell, doesn't lashin of smelling, it is lashin of reichayim, that it's a mill. V'amru sham shatoyani nisurin u'mitzvahs kerichayim. He will be loaded with mitzvahs and sufferings like when you're pulling the mill. Rava is the one that said it's the lashon of smelling. And that's why. So according to Rav, he says they checked him if he was able to smell. If he was able to smell who's right, who's wrong. And the Nebben Kasiv, so this is the machlekes. So he says this machlekes of the story is really machlekes Rabbi Alexandri and Rava. Does he need to smell Yerushalayim? They're really arguing about this itself. And once you see the story in the Medrash that he was killed through the goyim, Lamanid leis hilchas akirava el Rabbi Alexandri upish v'richu having loshin reichayim. So coming back to our question, so even if you're going to say that the Rambam paskins like the Yerushalmi and not like the story of the Yerushalmi and not like the Bavli, but what about the pasuk v'hericha b'yiras Hashem? It says he will smell the Yerushalayim. So the Mishnah says it's not a problem. The Rambam is going like Rabbi Alexandri, who says that v'hericha b'yiras Hashem is lashon that he's going to be pulling it's lashon of a mill, v'chayim, that he's going to be pulling the weight of Torah mitzvahs just like someone who's pulling the mill. Right? So this is one way of learning the Rambam. So until now we understood the machlekes. The Radbaz it gets a different eifin. The Radbaz has another pshat that really there's no machlekes between the Bavli and the Yerushalmi. There's a machlekes, but the story, what happened, everyone agrees what the story was that happened. The story was that the Goyim killed him. The story was that the Goyim killed him. Elamai, but what were the Chacham arguing about? He says that it was between this machlekes, the Ravid and the Rambam, was already a machlekes between the Chachamim and the Gemara. There were some Chachamim who thought Bar Kochba was Melech HaMashiach, and there were some Chachamim who didn't think it was Melech HaMashiach because he couldn't smell who was right and who was wrong. And he says he couldn't smell who was right and who was wrong. Some Chachamim say he's not Melech HaMashiach because he couldn't do it, and other Chachamim say he doesn't need to do it. It's not an issue. So of course, so it changes it. So he says this argument, the Rambam and the Rav is really old machlekes. In times Bar Kochba, they're already arguing about this, and the Rambam paskins like one side of the argument that he doesn't need to do miracles. This is in the seventh Maramakim. The Radbaz says, "Ulinyan ben Keziva ain't safek shahaya machlekes bein hachachamim." There's no doubt that this machlekes was already a machlekes back then. Some didn't believe that he is Melech HaMashiach. And some of them did believe. Rabbi Akiva Miklolam. And Rabbi Akiva is one of the ones that did believe he was Melech HaMashiach, like the Rambam says. And even after the Chachamim came to check if he was able to judge according to smell, Rabbi Akiva he didn't change his mind. Even after he saw that he couldn't judge according to smell. Why? Because maybe why did he not change his mind? Not because he didn't need to smell. Maybe it wasn't necessary. He never had a case which he needed to smell. There were other ways of judging this case without smelling. Bar Kochba.
No one came to ask him.
They came to ask him. They brought a case before him to see if he could judge, if he could smell who was right and who was wrong, and he couldn't. So some chachamim they say, okay, he's a false messiah. He's not the real one. He can't smell. Rabbi Akiva didn't change his mind, because who says there were other ways how to solve this case. It wasn't necessary to solve this case through smelling. Therefore, that's why he didn't change his mind. Until he was killed, and until he was killed, and then they figured out he wasn't Mashiach. So even then they were still arguing, why was he killed? So the people who thought he wasn't Mashiach, they said he wasn't Mashiach because he was killed, because they let go of him, and they let actually this is going to explain some more. He's going to explain in the next line. This that he says that it's mashma that the Yidden killed him, says he doesn't think that's pshat. The goyim killed him. The Gemara says the Gemara sounds like the Yidden killed him. She says no. This that Gemara says that since they saw they couldn't smell the Yerushalayim, they killed him. No, pshat is they let go of him. They didn't protect him. And then the goyim came and killed him. So he says no. So it's not pshat. Even the Gemara says katlu. It's not pshat the Yidden killed him. They let go of him. They stopped protecting him. They weren't the army stopped protecting him, and that's how he got killed. This is the Radban's word. This is how the Radban explains it. The Rebbe also says it has a similar mahalach in Har on the Kutei Sichos in Chedek Chav Zayin. In the Sicha in Bechukei, the Sicha there where the Rebbe talks about the different kufis of Mashiach. The Rebbe also says a similar mahalach. The Rebbe also answers it's hard to say. How could he say that there's machlekes in the Metzias? What's going on? The Shalmi says the Gain killed him, and the Bavli says the Yidden killed him. So the Rebbe says also the same word, that it's not pshat. The Rebbe says also it's not pshat that the Yidden killed him. The Yidden gave him over to the Goyim. The Yidden gave him over to. Everyone agrees that the Goyim killed him. The Bavli says he was killed. The Bavli says he was killed because the Goyim gave him over to him, and because Yidden gave him over to him, and the Yerushalmi says that the reason he was killed was ultimately because of his aveirus. So according to the Bavli, the Rebbe also says the Rebbe says a similar word like the Radbaz, that it was a machlekes between the Chachamim. Some Chachamim thought that he needed to do miracles. He needed to do miracles right away when Mashiach comes, and other Chachamim held that no, he didn't need to do it right away when Mashiach comes. This is. Oh, so how could he give him over? So the Rebbe said. So the Rebbe says, well, how could he give him over? So the Rebbe says that they held he had a din of a reidif, that he was taking all the Yidden to go fight a milchama. He's claiming he's Melech HaMashiach, and therefore everyone should come and fight with me. So they tell him, if he is a real Mashiach, then fine, you can do that. But if he's not really Melech HaMashiach and he's making everyone go after him, he's going to call a lot of people to get killed. Yeah. So this Rebbe in number 8, the Rebbe says in the Har in the Sicha, even though we don't want to make more machlekes, but frat machlekes b'metzias, mi harag has been keziva. You have machlekes b'metzias. He says yishleimer the machlekes b'metzias. It's not a machlekes. They're not arguing about the facts. L'kuli alma, according to everyone, gamla das hagemara v'rayvid nerag l'peil like the umois veilim. Everyone agrees he was killed through the goyim. L'kuli alma, and everyone agrees gamla Rambam hoyu michachmei hader shesavar she'ein Mashiach. Everyone agrees that there's some chachamim that hold he's not Mashiach. Rabbi Yechanan ben Tersa she'omar leRabbi Akiva, like we see, there's some opinions said to Rabbi Akiva. Akiva yala savim b'leicheyecha. Grass will grow from your cheeks. V'adayin ben David leibo. Mashiach still didn't come. V'heim sholchu lebeidkai, and those chachamim, they were the ones who sent the messengers to check to check if he could smell Yerushalayim. And then when they saw that he couldn't, well, if he died on, and according to them, according to them, this is a sign that he is not Melech HaMashiach. So therefore, and since he fought the wars with the guy in the Fisha Chashav Shehu Melech HaMashiach, since he thought that he was Melech HaMashiach, even though he couldn't smell who was right, he saw Rabbi Akiva, and a lot of the Yidden got killed because of him. He has a din of someone who was killing Yidden. When you're required to kill him. But in the end, it was a game who killed him. With Signon Moshiach Radbaz, in the way that Radbaz says that the Eish Lefarish, Hadar Minim Perek Chele Kivin Chazud Delay Merech V'Den Katlu, Kaleim Armini Rafi Udei Mimenu Ubo Goyim Haragu. They let go of him. They stopped protecting him, and the Goyim came and killed him. And then the Rebbe goes on weiter. He says, "Machlekes Rambam Haravid Bezehi." This Machlekes Rambam Haravid. What's he say? The Machlekes. The Shitas Rambam, according to the Rambam, Shemeshiach Einoi Tzarich Lasis Eisis Meisin, doesn't need to do wonders. Hari Pasha Shenerag Li Machla Shaloi Haya Merech V'Dayin. It's obvious that he wasn't killed because he couldn't smell. Shahari Gam Leifez Ein Tzarich Laharis B'Tchilas B'Yasin, because he doesn't need to do this miracle right away. That's why he says he was killed because of his Vedas. Whereas according to the Ravid, who says he needs to do miracles right away, he was killed because he couldn't smell. Even though in the end he was killed by the Goyim, but he was killed because of his Avedas. Yeah.
Kochba.